let's take a little look at 2 Dreamcast games that might have passed you by this year. We'll start with this one over here, which is Ghoul Grind, Night of the Necromancer. This was released on the NES originally. It was a Kickstarter which had a stretch goal for the Dreamcast version, and here is said Dreamcast version, all packaged up nicely in a retail box. As you can see, it's not quite nicely presented actually. Sort of the front artwork's nice, spine looks pretty presentable, and you've got a pretty large blurb on the back of what's going on with some clear screenshots. See, it's a 2D type action game. Got like the Dreamcast logos for what it's compatible with, and it's made by Works in 2021. You can order this from their website. This is an American game. It's not terribly expensive actually, but there are very few copies of it physically, so if you do want a copy, head over to Woodworks to grab one now, because I have a feeling that it probably will be quite collectible in years to come. Right, let's get this wrapping off it and have a look inside at the disc and the booklet, which I find is always the most important thing when buying these independent Dreamcast releases. Right, it will come off. It's quite difficult to do one-handed, but be gone. Have a little look inside. Oh, right, okay, the disc is quite nice, look at that. It's really, okay, it feels a little bit like it could just be a vinyl. Nice inner printer sleeve as well. Yeah, that feels a bit vinyl-y. Got the company's logo there. And, yes, right, okay, so that's a blue disc CDR. That's a tad disappointing. Kind of would have expected it to be printed on a silver disc, but I suppose considering how low the print run of this is, that you can't really expect it to go off to a CD pressing factory where they've got to print like 1,000 copies, but whatever. The booklet's decidedly thick though, in full colour, which is quite nice. A lot of effort's gone into this by the look of it, and it's far bigger than say the Josh Prod ones that you get with the last batch of games that I just did an in-depth look at. So you've got a bit of the story going on the inside there, which is cool. I think probably got the controls, yeah, for the Dreamcast controller there, so it tells you exactly what you're doing. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll move on to the next one now. Right, yeah, it looks cool. Right, okay, this one here is called Non-Casual Encounter, and this is a prologue disc. So just got to sort of keep in mind that, oh, got a nice Dreamcast logo at the top there, look at that though. Very nice, very in keeping with Japanese style. Yeah, so prologue. This is a short visual novel, a sampler. I think this might lead on to bigger things in times to come, but as it stands at the minute, this is just like a little sampler, like like the Gran Turismo prologue that they released on the PS2 back in the day. It gives you like a general idea of what's going on. On the back of the cover here, you can see that it's got the manufacturer there, SegaSaturno.com, 2021 release. You got English on the back as well. Predominantly the game will play in English, which is good. I wanted to show you some footage of running, but in actual fact it doesn't play nicely with my S-video recording equipment, so I've played it on RGB. It's quite cool actually, quite enjoyable. But yeah, it's a visual novel. Let's have a little look inside at the disc and the inside of the cover. Right, as you can see here, got a nice Dreamcast banner in the side there, and a list of the people that have made this possible thus far. Some familiar names actually there. A couple of those guys I know of. And the disc is a very interesting design. Look at that, it's got sort of the SD reader and the GD-ROM drive on the front. Another CDR. Okay, but again, to be expected, probably a very low print run for this, and naturally because it is a sampler, then they're probably not going to go to the effort of putting that onto a silver disc until there's a final product later on down the line. But otherwise it's quite cool, and this is quite cheap. It's under €20 I believe, so there we go.